The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Welcome, everybody, to another Friday night. That means another House of Stein Hot 10 comic show. The original OG and the only Hot 10 comic show worth watching on Friday night is right here every week on House of Stein. And we got Mr. Stein back here. It's 2 weeks in a row you're with us. What is this? This is crazy.
I know, it's insane. I did want to give... some shout outs. Birdbird had a post on his Instagram, and there were some really kind comments. So I just really want to, whoever commented on that, thank you. It's much appreciated.
Let's take a quick look. I want to see that. Shout out to our boy Birdbird. Make sure you're following Birdbird the Nerd on IG. Which one is it? Right here. Curious what everyone's #1 top 10 show is. I've seen ridiculously outlandish posts claiming theirs is a #1 with less than 100 subs on YouTube. I don't know about that one, but I know of another one that's definitely not in this category. But we're going to talk about the comments. We've got, of course, Big Leg repping House of Stein. Our boy Tony repping House of Stein. Our boy Rick Dodson, House of Stein. Jay Carter, look at all these, man. All these. Shout out to TiVo. I like Lords of the Long Box does the cover price Hot 10 list. So shout out to our boy TiVo and cover price. Another House of Stein. Gary from Comic Perspective is Oscar the Grouch as usual. Heineken Jones, our boy Heineken, House of Stein. So and look at this, all these House of Steins. That makes me feel good, man.
Nice.
Hell yeah, that's got to make you feel really good, Stein.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I mean, when you have over 300 plus episodes under your belt, it's kind of hard to make any kind of other arguments, right?
Amen, brother.
Do we have 300?
I think it's at 300 now, dude.
Yeah, because I thought you passed 300 when it was still on Flipside.
Might have been.
Oh, no.
Not 300 YouTube shows, though, right? Or maybe, I don't...
I don't know how many episodes we have. That's a great question. We're going to have to find that out. We're going to have to go do some digging. So, that being said...
that means we need a video montage over the years to see all the different iterations of, like, everyone that's been on the show. And
that's a great... You know what? That could be our outro from now on. We can make one of those, and it's our outro through the years. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a super fast time lapse video of everyone, like just like clipping.
Yeah, like back when I had hair and everything. I mean,
all right, I gotta take this work call. I'll be right back.
We'll see you in a bit. So the interesting thing about this week is it was a little tough week this week. There was a couple of big books, but nothing really crazy. And Stein still makes a masterful list. So. That's what you get every week here on the House of Stein. And shout out to our boy Richie. Make sure you guys go sub up to Spec Media. Him and Yee have been just doing a great job recently. And Richie, let's see here. What is let's take a look. We got to see what Richie's sub count is over there. But first I got to do something here. All right. Start collecting.
Yeah, while Brian's doing that. So because I think the main list is terrible this week, and it's not because I made it terrible. It's just because I think there was not really that many books that did anything this week. I'm giving away this little pack of 2 comics here, and they're pretty hot. So they're both and they're only going to the same person, but they're both Pearl #1s. So we got the blank cover of Pearl #1, and then the variant of Pearl #1.
Beautiful. There you go, you guys.
So
it.
somebody towards the end of the show, Brian will give that away however he wants to give it away, and
Well, the best way to do it live is to do it for all of our family in the chat. So be active in the chat tonight, you guys, and you got a really good chance of winning those two comics.
Yep.
So, again, real quick shout out to our boy Richie and Yee. They are at 862 subs, very close to 1,000 subs. Let's help them get to that mark. If you're not subbed up to Spec Media, you need to go sub up. Here is the link. Bada boom, bada bing. Go show our boy Richie some love. And, yeah, good shit. All right, I think it's about time we get into our amazing weekly intro segment, Whoa/Blow. Whoa. Look at this. What is up with this? Nightmare Magazine. For those of you guys that don't know, Nightmare Magazine was back in the 70s and early 80s. I don't think maybe it was in the 80s. This is issue 18 of Nightmare Magazine. And look at that cover. Holy shnikey, man. Look at that.
Yeah, this is crazy, right? Like, I mean, like, this is straight 70s horror, but man, this is...
Oversized magazines, you guys, and not only is that a great cover, look at this cover right here.
Yeah, so I told Brian I was like 18 and 19 because they're just crazy covers.
So I was telling Stein, what a lot of people don't know is that Nightmare Magazine has the first ever work of a famous, one of the greatest all-time comic book creators in existence. And it's this issue right here, Nightmare Magazine number 20, which is another great cover. And this is the first professional work of one and only John Byrne. So,
and that's my birthday month, August 1974.
Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Huh.
There you go. You're going to have to find one of these, man. You can get them for $35, and I don't know if they put anything at no notice of it being the first John Byrne, but it is. Ask me how I know. And let's go take a look at the Beyond Wednesdays comic creator list for John Byrne. Let's take a look. Is it in here? I hope he's in here. There he is. No, it's not. Maybe it's not John Byrne. Who is Nightmare Magazine number 16? Sorry, Nightmare Magazine number 20. There we go. First pro work. Foom Magazine number 5 and Nightmare Magazine number 20 both came out in the same month. We did go over his first self-published work, which was at ACA Comics, which sold a few months ago for some outrageous number. But two great magazine covers to talk about tonight that led us in to a gorgeous first appearance. But, you guys, we still got the Blow Book of the Week. Oh, that blows. That blows. And I don't know if this is a bad cover, but this is a crazy freaking cover, man. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 5. A Guy Gardner blood cover. Whew.
Yeah, so I showed this to Brian, and he goes, "Man, I think I like this one." I'm like, "Oh, of course you would like this one." He's literally throwing up blood. It looks, and he's got like veins popping out of his neck. I don't know, this one. Oof, I can't. I hate this one. And the scrunch on his nose is terrible, and he's got blood coming out of his. What is going on? I don't even know what's. I'm surprised. I'll be honest. I'm really surprised that this is a DC main cover.
Yeah. February of 2011. Man. Yeah.
Huh.
Let us know, you guys, if you like this one or you don't. Drop a comment below if you're catching this on the rewind. Let us know if you thought the Blow cover of the week was blow worthy. Because, I don't know, this one might not be too bad. And that's been a couple weeks in a row we've had that happen. So
Yeah. So, in fairness, like a lot of these are my tastes, and so me thinking about vomiting blood sounds awful, and so it's like giving me like I can't even look at it just because it looks so bad.
yeah, it's crazy, dude. Look at his eyes, how they're bleeding. Ugh. Ugh. That just ugh. He's got Darth Sith eyes. He's got Darth Maul eyes.
Yeah, something. Oof.
All right, that just leaves us with moving on to the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Buy the Dip. Starting off with another Gwenpool book. We talked about the first appearance of Gwenpool last week. Now we have the book which I consider the first appearance of Gwenpool. Deadpool's Secret Wars issue number 2, the Chris Bachalo. Or Bacalo? Is it Bacalo or Bachalo? Let us know, chat. Is it B-A-K-L-O or B-A-C-H-L-O?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Bacalo.
Yeah. I think that's
Of course,
right.
that means it's 100% wrong. But yeah, this 9.8 of this sold for $125, which is really, really low for this, and it's still this is like such a good cover.
Weapon X Qual says he bought this.
Oh, no way.
If you
good
did, yeah, congrats.
Yeah, that's a steal for $125. Yeah, that's a good buy. I think that's
love this cover too. Love the character, great character. From what I hear, whenever I need to talk or find out stuff about Gwenpool, I go talk to Mr. Longshort, and from what I hear from Mr. Longshort, he said that the new stuff that they've been writing for her doesn't really capture her persona, but she's still a fun, great character.
Yeah, that sounds about like most or a lot of these like people always want to put like their certain spin on it, like on a character, but then once you do that with a character that maybe doesn't have like a long history, like you can completely screw that character up really quick.
Yep. So here's how I knew this character was going to be a great character. When she first came out, within like a month, you started seeing people cosplay her at cons. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of one of the things to look at when you know a character is going to take off. You know, if the design is good enough that you instantly got people cosplaying about them. So, and did Tony sell this? Tony might have sold this one. Did you sell this?
That's what he said. Like, you guys could have just done that all. You could have just had a private sale, and nobody would have been paying fees. Like, what are you guys doing?
And Tony had it on 50% off. You guys go check out his eBay. Man, yeah, great deals to be had. So, all right, moving on. Next on Buy the Dip, Batman Beyond #1, the direct edition. Now, we talked about the newsstand the other day. Newsstand prices on this book in 9.8 are ridiculous still, but the direct have kind of cooled a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, 9.8 sold this week for $9.25. Hopefully that wasn't Tony's sale as well. But yeah, $9.25 for 9.8. That's the lowest since before COVID. So what did this thing? I forget what this thing hit, like
$2,000.
Forgot to look. It was well over $2,000. It was like, I thought it was like $3,000. I could be wrong, but
it's a great book. Love this book. Absolutely love Batman Beyond #1. Love the whole first series, the whole volume 1. Great series. Great character. Great animated series. This will always be a key book. Tetra Diatom says, I got mine on Heritage for $2,500. Wow.
Yeah, $28.95 was the highest sale.
Jesus. Not bad. But hey, if you've been looking, and now's the time. You know? Oh, just kidding! Don't just kid me like that, man. I thought you were gonna, be an owner of a Batman Beyond #1. That's a bummer. Tony says not his sale. We love you anyways, Tetra. All right. Not bad, not bad. Moving on to our next Buy the Dip book this week. Oh, this one breaks my heart. Young Avengers #1. We're seeing this book sell in 9/8 for as low as $220, you guys.
Yeah, this was so this one and the next one Yee submitted. Yeah, $220 for 9/8 of this is. Ooh, I mean, I think the problem, and this still goes back to the problem with this book, is there are a ton of them out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, but this thing peaked over. This was well over 1,000 for a long, long time.
I thought 600 would have been the sweet spot, but it's dropped well below that.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ronnie paid 300 for it raw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so 220 for a 9/8 is crazy.
AOA said he sold the raw for 200 a few years ago. #1 raw. Wow. Fighting Codename still too much. I disagree. This is a great comic, man. It's a good storyline. The Young Avengers has great storyline potential, great character potential. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, I agree.
Let me look at today. Let me pull up the census really fast on this. I just want to see how many of them there actually are. Avengers. Oops.
Wow. Justin Shannon says, I have a Young Avengers 1 and a 9/8. Was supposed to be the modern day giant size Avengers, he calls it. Yeah, I still think it can be. I really do.
What's your guess on 9/8?
Oh, dude, I couldn't tell you. I would probably say
there are no 10s and there are no 9/9s.
300.
2,367.
What? Oh my God, I was way off.
Yeah.
2,367? 9/8 of this? Yeah, that's the problem. There's too many. Yep. Too many. It will have its day, though. It will. It'll come back. But if you're looking for one, now might be the time to buy it. Could drop below 200. So, all right. Moving on. Next, we've got X-Men Annual number 14, the first appearance of Gambit on Buy the Dip.
Yeah, I think Gambit in general is like lost all his appeal, right? I mean, like even Uncanny is fallen way off.
Yeah,
I still don't hate him. I'm just not sure it's ever going to actually be anything more than what it is. Like, and this one still has the stigma of it, even though it really is his first appearance. It just doesn't have the.
It doesn't have the cover.
Yeah, it doesn't have the cover. And this one has a census problem too. 1,506 9/8 of this.
wow.
Oh wow, I didn't expect that many with the square.
That's just Blue Label. There's another 285 Signature Series 9/8s.
All signed by Claremont.
Probably.
Over the X-Men logo, right?
Right.
That he famously does.
Yeah, so again, you got some census problems with that. Hey, you could have there's a 3.0 of this graded out there. So good for that person having the lowest one on the census.
It's probably that guy that was selling all the low grades for the market report.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, would it really surprise you if it was him? Because he had like every other book you can imagine in a 3.0.
That's funny.
I actually like this cover, Art Adams cover. early Art Adams stuff. It's not bad.
It's hard. It's hard to tell what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, any collector should have both, anyways.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I love this book. Moving on from Buy the Dip, ladies and gentlemen, I want to again remind everybody, go check out Spec Media. Go give them a sub, show some love. They've been doing some great stuff over there. They do an extended Buy the Dip every week that you can check out on, what are you guys doing that on? Thursday nights?
Mondays.
Monday nights.
After Flipside finishes, usually.
Gotcha.
So I think it's 11 p.m. Eastern. So sorry, East Coast.
Good shit. All right,
Yeah.
you guys, that is Buy the Dip. Let's get into the Almost 10. Starting off with a new book, Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 number 1. This is the Greg Land Virgin variant, 1 in 100 ratio. It's okay. It's good. It's definitely not the best of all the covers in that run. Do you think?
No.
Yeah.
No. What do some of the other covers look like?
I'm going to bring it up here.
I was gonna say I just can't wait for the foil to come out. So
Hey, I'd be okay if they did a foil with a spot foil just on the red. That would be cool.
oh, like those Panini books used to do.
Yes.
Yeah. Or what they could even do, have like where they actually have the acetate multiple layer cover.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah.
would be cool too.
Yeah. They need to bring that back.
This is the
that's
1
what
in
needs to-
10. I like
that's a
that
cool
one.
design variant.
Yeah. This is the 1 in 100. That's the 1 in 25. Ken Lashley.
I like that.
Yeah. That's the second printing 1 in 25. They're going to do a version of that. But there is a Miss Minutes variant on this one too. I like this.
Oh, that's a cool design variant too.
Yeah. Right? But there is a Linnell Francis Yu one that's going to be a second printing. That's really badass. What else is there? That's Todd Knock. Yeah, a lot of good covers on this one for sure. Oh wait, this one right here, the Todd Knock one is not bad either.
Okay, so what is Marvel doing? So they got rid of Todd Knock to do the floating headshots, and now Mark Brooks is doing a bunch of floating headshots. What are they doing?
Well, Mark Brooks is damn good at those floating headshots, so I don't mind it.
Yeah. It's cool because he's just doing a trade, like the corner box. He's just doing the corner boxes as covers. And
Yep.
I guess it's so weird.
Yeah. And I like Todd Knock doing regular stuff again. It's almost like he's doing these frame cover things that he's got going on now. But yeah, Symbiote Spider-Man number 1, the 1 in 100 Greg Land variant. What is this one selling for right now? I mean, is it getting ratio?
150.
Not bad.
But very, very few. I don't know if there's any store variants for this. So, I mean, this one may not be like in huge supply.
I'll tell you if there
Johnny
were
got
store
it for
variants.
$50. I'm
No
jealous,
store
John.
variants for this one. So, not bad.
We need to start notating like all those books.
Yes.
Those books with ratios that do not have store variants, because
I agree.
those are the ratios going to be to have like 5-10 years from now.
Yeah, nobody, you
100%.
won't be able to find them.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, and more than likely, they're someone's either going to sit on them for a while or someone's grading them all.
So maybe what we need to do is anytime there is one that like that, I'll have a special thing that pops up and it's like goes on the cover and it's like a badge. Like, be on the lookout for this one because it's low, something we should have something pop up for people to see that. I think, Shout out to our boy Chad Cave. He says, "I'm just here for the dick sharing." So am I, brother. So am I. So good shit. Moving on. I don't dick share, but I like dick sharing the card. but I don't like Dick Sharon. Moving on.
I don't want to Urban Dictionary that phrase.
I know.
Yeah, don't throw that in your Google chat or your Google search.
I mean, I'm in Texas, so it might just get blocked anyway. So.
I guess it depends on who you're sharing dick with, but you know. All right, moving on. I apologize. I blame it on Chad Cave. Rick and Morty Super Spring Break Special #1, the Ellerby 1 in 10. Now this is a wraparound variant. Have you seen the whole thing on this on this book?
Yes, the other side is a bit crazy.
I'm gonna show it to everybody here.
It's Mr. Nimbus, right, or whatever. Is that his name?
The guy right there on the front.
Yeah, on the foreground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's gonna be something weird and sexual.
All right, hold on here. I'm showing
Oh,
everyone.
Ronnie, we're just starting, man. We're all three of us are gonna have to report to HR.
I know. All right, there we go, you guys. Here is I'm gonna cover up the chat. There is everybody on YouTube can see the whole cover right now. So, what is up with the dude with the thong? Is that I hope that's gotta be it. I don't know what's going on there, man.
That's these are all characters from the show. So
okay.
The dude in the helmet with a thong, he dated Summer in like an apocalypse universe that was making fun of what's that movie called? Someone in the chat won't remember it. Sorry. I just got out of a stressful situation.
Looks
I guess.
like John Cena. Yeah, John Cena.
No.
So here is your
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
There we go.
And then the reason why there's two Beths, it's two alternate Beths from two different universes or whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, Rick and Morty fans. You got a 1 in 10. That's a nice wraparound cover, and it's on the almost 10. What's this one selling for?
15 to 20, and it's been a while since any Rick and Morty stuff is sold for anything, really.
Yeah.
So I saw a 9.8 because I was looking for books for Buy the Dip. Of issue 1 sold for like $760, $750, somewhere around there.
Is that good anymore, or is that not good?
That seems like it was good for a 9.8. I don't know what that. Because I thought that book dipped down to like 400, 500 whenever Roland had his was going through cancel culture.
Well, I'm gonna look really quick.
Liger Style is saying this is a Jim Lee homage. Huh? Really?
Yeah, the last sale Yee was $550, but that was the only sale below. Like all last year, the lowest was $800.
Okay.
2022, the lowest was $716.
JC, that's the first thing I thought too. I was like, those aren't abs. What the hell is it? Is he talking? What the fuck is going on? He's gonna piss in his face. All right.
He's a sea creature. Those aren't scales.
All right, moving on. Lola XOXO, issue number 6, Saya Ohm 1 in 10 variant. Now she also wrote this series, right? And is that yeah?
Yeah, this is like her book.
Yeah. What a great cover, man.
Yeah, this cover is gorgeous. What's up, Thorough?
2018. Wow.
Yeah, 2018. This is not the first. This is not from series 1 though. This is from series 2.
Okay.
I think. But yeah, this cover's gorgeous. It's a 1 in 10. It sold for $150 this week. But if you look at issue number 5, which is the issue right before this, that 1 in 10 is also just as gorgeous as this cover.
So this sold raw for that price?
Yes, I think it was raw.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. We're gonna look up the number 5 because I didn't see the number 5.
The number 5, I didn't see a sale for it, but when I went to just see try and see what the ratio was on it. I saw number 5 in like
A lot, dude. A lot of these covers are really freaking good on both volumes.
they are.
This reminds me of like Sin City. This gives me the Sin City vibes.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that is crazy good, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially with the red like color splash on it. Like,
yes.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
If
A
you don't,
cover's
if
good.
you're not
The
aware of
Sion.
who Sion's got some
Oof.
amazing covers out there.
That's the A cover. Let's go take a look at some of the other ones real quick. It's another great A cover. Oh, look at this. Look at these. Look at this. These are all beautiful.
So JC says it's still available on Aspen Store.
There you go. This one's a limited edition.
And it's gone.
1 in 12. Look at this one. This Talent Caldwell cover. All these are good.
See, I want that number 5. I want this number 6 too.
Let's see what this one looks like here. Number 3.
You gotta beat all the sharks.
I know, right?
I didn't even.
Oh.
Sometimes a lot of times you just forget.
You forget your own advice, right?
I know.
I do it all the time. Like, someone in the chat, they sent me a picture of like look at these 2 like rare to call books I got. I was like, oh, I'm a bit jealous, especially since they're not signed. Like, cause it was like one of the Vampirella ones that the copies are, or a lot of copies are signed, I think. But I mean, there's more blue labels in the signature series. Not the point. He hit at the publisher, and he bought the last 2 copies they had. So.
Oh my gosh, man! When you start looking through this page, oh my gosh, there it is, $12.99. Oh, I don't ever do this. Never do I do this.
I remember those Lola SpiderMan 1 homages.
Look at that.
All right,
Chat
I'm buying those
Zudis.
5.
It's a limited one. Wow. Great stuff, man. That's why I love the Almost 10. They take you down these crazy rabbit holes like this. Excellent.
Yep. Oh, and if you're drinking, shot, because we went down the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then how much did it sell for again?
$150 and $12.99 on Aspen Store, and I just added both of those to my cart, and I'm going to check out right now.
Oh, you beat the sharks! Wow.
Proceed to check out. I know I've got an Aspen account. I used to buy Aspen. I used to, like, on their yearly sales, I used to always buy something from them, but I haven't bought from them in years.
Yeah, this is just gorgeous, man. Absolutely beautiful. How do you spell her first name?
Holy cow! $20 shipping for 2 books.
You're like, and can't.
Wow. Oh, that's okay. That's a UPS. Okay, I make sure you check it to UPS, USPS. It's still $10, but
Hey, that's a lot better than 20.
yeah. Oof.
You're like, this better be priority.
Man.
Yeah, because that's like double the price of like a Ground Advantage.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just saying.
Yeah, they have all of them in stock, you guys. I mean, are you kidding me?
That means it's print to order. JK, I don't know.
I don't think it's print to order, but these are
I was
just fucking beautiful. All of them are good. I mean, look at the Valentine's Day one. Let's take a look at this. Come on, chop chop.
Dang. And then, Stein's breaking all his rules, he's promoting a store.
Oh my gosh.
He's purchasing books like while on the show.
I never do that ever. I wanted those.
It's because Joe's not here. He's our moral compass.
All right, let's move on. Next, we have Dread and Alive #2. This is a very interesting book. Have you guys ever heard of this book?
I had never heard of this book.
Dread and Alive is a Jamaican-inspired multimedia series spanning comic books, novels, and reggae music created and written by Nicholas Da Silva, a multidisciplinary artist and musician known professionally as Zuluk. He's also the founder and editor-in-chief of Irie Magazine, and this follows Drew McIntosh before, during, and after being empowered by a sacred amulet created by the ancient Jamaican Maroons. Pretty damn cool, man.
That cover's really good.
Yeah. A bunch of the covers are good. So,
I like how the medallion like shines in the light. But like he's still like in shadows.
I'd be interested to know, like, to get an idea how many were released. You know?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, like when you look at it, it looks like something was just released probably within the last couple of years, but this is 14 years old. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, so ahead of its time.
Way ahead of its time.
Yeah. The trade is really good, JC. I agree. They did a good job with the design of the trade.
Oh, could this be like because like the Bob Marley movie is out and stuff like that? Do you think people that are into comics and into that is there a crossover? Probably not that much.
No.
I don't know. All I know is it sold for $125 raw this week.
Wow.
So
gotta be rare.
That's probably not going to be found in a back issue bin. Anyway.
I bet you it'll be found in half price books though. I could see this being in the half price books.
I'm still waiting on O'Reilly's to ship that.
Really?
The flux capacitor.
Did you get one?
Yeah, you remember how they had it when they first put it on the internet on the website?
No, I don't remember.
So on O'Reilly's website, you can actually look up the flux capacitor, and they have it listed as a part that you can order.
What?
Oh, really?
I bought one when they first put it on because they actually had a price for it, and then they just never sent it. So I'm still waiting on it. Yeah.
It's a joke.
That's not real. Yeah, because it's not a real car part, right?
Well, they could make it. You know.
Well, I guess I'm just waiting for the time traveler to eventually
Hold it. You just said that's not real? What?
The flux capacitor?
You literally just crushed my childhood.
Oh, I'm still waiting on my
real.
But we're getting the floating hoverboard soon.
I hope so.
It is.
Gosh.
So they did have it in stock. So someone must be using it.
Quantity 1. That's awesome that they did that. That is so cool, man. Cheers to O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Except for they took Yee's money.
I know. I'm still waiting on it. Dude, this has been on this website for like 10 plus years.
That's awesome.
If not more.
I didn't know that. I never knew that.
Maybe like 20 plus years. I don't know. How long has this been on their internet or chat?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Let us know.
All right, moving on. Oh, this is awesome. Vampirella, the manga, $29.99. This is the Ashcan Gold edition, but take a look at the regular cover for this also. You're going to see here in a second is just as gorgeous, if not more gorgeous. There's the regular cover, but the Ashcan Gold edition had a nice sale this week. It sounds like, huh?
Yeah, the gold sold for like they were only selling for like $10 to $20, but it sold for $50 this week.
Wow.
There's a couple other Vampirella like smaller Ashcan that have like that leather feel. That like a lot of them are like red foil, but they're kind of cool.
I really like the original cover to this, man. It looks really good with her in the background like that, the side profile. Cool cover.
Yeah,
both of them are cool.
The glamour shot version.
Yep, exactly. So $50 for the Ashcan Gold edition. It's probably a rare book you probably don't see very often, I'd imagine. A lot of these Ashcans from the 90s are, but there's a lot of them also that aren't very rare that they printed a ton of. So, because that was the thing. Remember, that was kind of the thing in the 90s, ash cans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Where
sure.
did the term ash can come from?
Because that's where they ended up.
Yeah,
in
the trash
ash can. Hey,
Oh, in
chat,
an
let
ash
us
can.
know if you know where the comic book term ash can comes from. Let us know in the comments below. All right, moving on. Another Scotty Young book that people might not know about, The Spider King #1, the 1 in 10 Scotty Young variant. This is from 2018.
This reminds me of Kingpin from Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
with that little itty bitty head and those humongous shoulders. Yeah, 1 in 10. It's just a little IDW book. Did anybody ever read The Spider King?
No.
I don't even know what it's about.
Yeah, neither do I.
This is $100 raw now.
Whoa. Dude, Scotty Young books, there's some tough to find Scotty Young books that are selling ridiculously right now. So if you have Scotty Young books, you might want to look and see, if they're in good condition, get them graded and throw them up. Because they're one of the few comic books that are selling at crazy numbers still.
Nice.
But
I have one that's hard to find. Marvel second print Scotty Young covers.
Igor says still available on the original website. Really? There we go. Is that another one that's still available on the original website? What's the original website for this?
On IDW's website?
Or is it Scotty Young's? Let me look at Scotty Young's website while you're all looking there.
The Spider
We're all
King.
shopping.
Oh, he said just kidding.
Oh,
Well, he's trying to make me buy more books.
I know. So here you go. Here's
Oh,
some Spider
man.
King stuff.
Signature series Scotty Young website. Check out. Boom. No, I'm joking.
It's interesting. There's all the covers. Got a few more cool covers out there of it. So, man, I was hoping I might have another one to pick up tonight. Ghost Zapper says, an ashcan comic is a form of the American comic book originally created solely to establish trademarks on potential titles and not intended for sale. There we go. That makes sense. Why do they call it ashcan, though? That's the question.
I really think it is because they were supposed to end up in the trash can.
Maybe. All right. Moving on. Next on the Almost 10. A really cool old school Simon Beasley cover. I can't tell if this is a blow book or a woe book. Call of Duty Zombies #5 from Dark Horse in 2017. Simon Beasley did all the covers for these. And this is interesting.
His art in general is always on that
Hit or miss.
that line of, do I like it or do I really hate it?
Yeah.
Like you can't ever really tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's an interesting one for sure. This sold for $40.
Whoa.
It's just a regular cover.
Wow.
So how is she not a zombie if she has a bite on her knee?
Does she have a bite on her knee?
It's bleeding.
Oh, but it couldn't be from a zombie. It could be from shrapnel.
Oh, that's true. From all those grenades.
She cut her own leg. She took a razor blade and just started slicing her jeans, and she was like, "Oh crap! I forgot to take my jeans off before I sliced the holes in them. Dang it! Now I cut my leg."
Pretty crazy.
Oh, is that how you're supposed to do that?
Gary Brown says, I stopped with issue 3. Now, this is a video game too, right? So Activision is involved, so it's one of those video game books. Pretty interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, and they did put zombies on the latest Modern Warfare Call of Duty again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was always literally the worst shooter player. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't control both joysticks at the same time. I'm like, I suck. If I tried to play online, I'd get shot every time. Like I can't do this. I'm terrible. I'll just go back to playing sports games.
And then as you get older, your reaction time gets slower naturally. You know, your hand-eye coordination, reaction time. That's why all the professional gamers are, teenagers in their 20s. I think
That's
it's
why.
like, yeah. Well, it's by the time you're age like 26 or something like that. It's like you can't compete against a 16-year-old.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So there's science to it.
So why don't they have like age groups, like a seniors tour, like for people over 30?
Right? You're hired at gaming professional sports to make those decisions.
I need to bring that up. Be like, hey, you guys need a senior division.
You need a senior division and then a senior age division.
Yes.
All right, this next book is going to be one of the books that's going to be stuck in your head for a while. Trust me. It is rare, too. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. T, #1 from 2006. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this because you're going to get multiple covers here that you're going to see. This is a Jim Steranko cover. This comic appears to be a press proof. Hence, the very limited numbers, and the Steranko cover was apparently rejected by Mr. T. The reason for the rejection does not seem clear. The rumors it was the yellow logo or the use of pink on the cover, but most likely the reason seems to be the presence of a half-naked lady on the cover, which was allegedly confirmed by MIG.biz, the publisher. So there were black and white press proofs and color press proofs, and I think some of them were sold at New York Comic Con. I could be wrong, but this all comes from Recalled Comics. Shout out to the great Recalled Comics. They rate this as super rare for Smiley Faces. This is a rare book right here, you guys.
Yeah, if you see up in the top right hand corner of that, it says estimated print run. No, not of that, of the article.
Oh, right here.
Estimated print run 15.
15. Look how beautiful the regular is. The black and white is good, but the regular is freaking gorgeous.
All right, I gotta say for Long Short, Stop Copies Me. We talked about this book a long time ago.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible storybook to hear about it too. Again, so if you didn't know about it, now you know, and then I don't think anyone's ever caught a whiff of this.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this one. So the one that sold this week was the black and white, which is apparently the one that's more plentiful. And it only sold for $40, which I don't know if that's a good price or not a good price, but because I don't really know how many of them are out there, but I'd never even heard of this book.
Neither have I. When I think the Mr. T comic, I think that the famous one with the him on the cover.
Oh,
Mr. T Force. I think it was Mr. T Force or something like that.
Wasn't he on the A-Team cover too?
I don't remember. I remember the
Probably.
Mr. T Force one. But great Steranko art. Holy cow. I mean, the black and white shows the art even better, but man, the colored is gorgeous.
So since Mr. T rejected this, do you think he would sign this?
No. He's
He would
very
pity a
he's
fool
very
anyone.
religious.
He would pity a fool in asking him.
He's very religious nowadays, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was because of the naked lady and the drugs and the guns. You could see a needle, on the cover there, and his whole thing was always positive.
Are there any Mr. T signature series books out there?
Yes.
Are there?
I think so. For Mr. T Force, I believe so. I could be wrong.
Ask Tony would know probably better than anyone. He's in the chat.
I love this, man.
Yeah, I do too.
This might be something to really keep an eye out for, especially the colored version, because it is gorgeous. Damn.
Yeah, when I saw this, so this week I found a book that
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't know that I won.
You're right. Look at that. Ghost Zapper says, wasn't there a signed copy in Recalled Comics you just showed?
Holy cow! Look at that. Is that his signature?
Yeah.
Oh man, points to Ghost Zapper. He's the one that's paying attention to us. Hell yeah.
I blame the
Man.
cannabis. It's always the
Well,
cannabis.
what's funny is, so I saw this and I was like, man, so this is like stuff from like my childhood or whatever. And then like earlier in the week, I found a I Dream of Jeannie book that I didn't know that I really wanted until I saw the cover, and I was like, oh man. And then I was thinking, man, I wonder if there's like a Barbara Eden signature series out there. First of all, I didn't even know she was still alive, but she is. And there actually are some Barbara Eden signature series books out there.
I want to show you something. See if I can find it. Shout out to our boy Billy from Economics and Comics. He did an 8 Billion Genies cover. Here you go. Check this out. Let me open this in a new tab. He did an 8 Billion Genies cover a while back that has I Dream of Jeannie on it. And one of his viewers and patrons sent him this in the mail. It's his 8 Billion Genies covered, signed by Barbara Eden.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So it's funny you're talking about this, Stein, because he sent this to me the other week. Like, we were talking about 8 Billion Genies, and he's like, look what I got. One of my viewers sent this to me. I was like, holy cow.
That's crazy.
Right? And it's signed
sold
in
it.
gold. It looks really good.
8 billion variants. That's funny.
Yeah,
I
8
mean,
billion variants.
I mean, seriously, look how good of a signature that. I mean, she's like in her 90s.
Yeah. It was signed
Oh,
November of last year.
That's like all those like Lucy cut signature,
Yeah.
Lucille Ball signatures. Like, have you seen those? Like,
People that grew up in that from that time period, from like the 20s to people that grew up before, I'd say the 70s, they have good penmanship and they have really good cursive writing. It's just beautiful. Nowadays,
So
our
then-
penmanship's garbage because we don't use it as much.
I blame the LSD.
So this is an excellent book to be on the lookout for. This is the type of book we love to talk about on the Almost 10. Let's move on next. The Men in Black, issue number 1, the original Aircell published book. Malibu Comics, I guess, bought Aircell. I don't know if that's true, but from 1990, first appearance of what are the Agent K and J and
Okay.
yeah.
It's the whole
this
alphabet.
One, yeah. This one set a massive record this week. So the previous all-time high in a 9.8 for this was $500, which, if you really think about it, you're like, that's probably pretty low.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore. This week that 9.8 sold for $1,700. So
Wow.
three and a half times the previous all-time high.
Oh, wow. This is a 3-issue series, right? I believe so. I always look
Sounds
for
right.
these. They're so hard to find. They were low printed, and they're super cool. But $1,700 for 9.8. Wow.
Yo, dang, Johnny's saying first appearance of Will Smith.
No, Wonderworld is right. Both agents were white in this comic. Will Smith, I don't know if they wrote it for Will Smith. They thought of Will Smith when he first came in, or if he just auditioned and they're like, he's good, we got to get him in it. That'd be interesting to look into.
For reference, how many 9.8s of this do you think there are?
300.
25.
8.
Whoa!
Dang. I guess
I'm
way
so
too
off
high.
on numbers, dude. Don't ask me
8.
numbers. I'm so dumb on. I can't get any.
I should have gone super low. I should have just been like, I don't know, $1, Bob.
Hey, so CGC does have it says first appearance of Agent J, Agent K, and Z. So
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
eight 9/8.
That's awesome.
Oh,
dude.
so it's the same story basically then.
Basic.
comics.
I can't remember. I don't know if I've ever read
There's
this. I need
actually
to
a
read
book.
this. I'm gonna read this. That's for sure. I'll check it out. We'll talk about it tomorrow night, maybe. All right.
Oh dang! Look at Dennis. He's dead on.
What did he say? 10?
He said 10.
Yeah. All right. Moving on next. Oh, this book is so cool. Die Kitty Die #2, the Dan Parent variant from 2016. That is awesome.
Yeah, this one's a really cool looking cover. And
Why does the ghost have legs?
I don't know, but he took the moon.
Because he's getting pegged.
Oh, he's getting impaled. Those aren't his legs.
Oh, I thought it was the first pegging cover.
That's awesome. That's a cool cover. Look at the moon's face. That's great, dude.
Yeah, there for each of these Die Kitty Die books, Dan Parent did one cover and Fernando Ruiz did one cover. And I don't hate them. I don't hate the Ruiz ones, but the Parent ones just look better for some reason. But these are not the easiest to find at all. Any of these issues from Die Kitty Die from back then.
No, they're not.
This one sold for $50 raw. So if you do see any of these Die Kitty Dies for cover price, you probably should just get them all.
So one of my all-time favorite covers to collect are covers like this that have the space background and they have the different colored stars and the different colored planets, and they're usually old. They're usually from the 50s and before, but they're so cool. It's just a dark black space, the different colored stars, and they're like ringed planets, moons, comets. I love that on the old comics. Super cool. All right. Next. I put this one on here. Tales from the Ozone, issue #1 from Russ Gibb in 1969. That's a pretty crazy book.
What is that?
One of these
like a
sold
parody
for
book?
$175 raw. This week.
Man, that is some drug induced art.
Robert Crumb is in this. He does work in this. There's a lot. I guess this sold for 50 cents back in the day. So pretty cool, man.
I heard if you look at that stamp at the top corner, like you start tripping.
I like what it says. Does this plane go to Miami? Oh, dude. I mean, look at the people in the crowd. All the different people in the crowd. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So $175
Is that Betty Boop
raw.
on the cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's supposed to be Betty Boop or if it's just a lookalike, but
that's petty poop.
yeah.
See, that's why I thought it was like a parody cover at first.
It's interesting, and it sold. Old school 1969 independent comic. Yeah, it totally looks like a San Francisco style book, that's for sure. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Almost 10. You guys can check out the replay of the Almost 10 every week right before the show on Beyond Wednesdays. So make sure you guys check it out. What do we got coming up tomorrow night? I don't know yet, but it's going to be fun. Saturday nights are always fun. Modern Comic Mayhem on Beyond Wednesdays. Go check it out. Let's get into the list. Starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention this week, Jackie Robinson #1 from 1949, Fawcett Comics. This is super cool, man. I've always loved this book.
Yeah, most of those like famous people books like don't sell for anything. Like I think they probably printed like 6 billion of them even back then. So they don't generally sell for much, but this Jackie Robinson one sold this week, a CGC 6.5, which is, I would think that's pretty hard to get for this. So the third highest sale in any grade ever, and there are some like 8s and 9 like file copies and stuff of this, but it's sold for $1,300. So that's I think that's pretty good for this.
And
Shout
what
out to
grade?
Comics
Is it
and
still for
Sneakers.
13?
6.5.
Oh, dang. But what were some of those like 8.0s and 9.0s selling for? Because you said it's all time.
Yeah, the highest I think was like maybe 1,800 for like the 8 or 9.0 or whatever it was, but that was like years ago. Like
Before anyone cared about Golden Age books, basically, right?
probably.
Yeah.
Have you
I
seen?
had to look at how much it costs.
Have you seen the Jackie Robinson Time magazine cover, Stein?
Which one?
I talked about it in the week you were out of the Almost 10. This one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is super cool. This was a real nice copy of this sold the week you were out, but this was during his rookie year, 1947. Very, very cool. So.
Talk about synchronicity. Like 1 week Stein talks about, or
Yeah.
1 week Bryan. Yeah.
That's the way it works, man. So good stuff for honorable mention this week. Golden Age honorable mention this week. Let's move next to our regular honorable mention, Firefly, the Fall Guys, issue number 6. This is the 1 in 30 Riccardi variant, and it is, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
This
I
could
saw
be
this cover and I was like, that is a really cool looking cover.
Could you imagine if this was like foil, like the Fleer metal basketball style foil that had like some texture to it?
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
in the Metal Universe cards, that kind of thing. Look,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yes. I would tend to think that this is like going to be like literally impossible to find, but were you guys Firefly fans?
I wasn't a big fan, but I liked. It was a movie and a TV show, right? I think so.
The TV or the movie was a different name though. It wasn't Firefly. It was.
Well, the only reason why I'm familiar with any part of it is because I watched Doctor Who, and I think they had a crossover episode, right?
You were a Doctor Who watcher?
Yeah, my brother got me into Doctor Who.
Serenity.
That's it.
Yeah.
Gosh, it just like it left my mind. I was like,
I distracted you by that I know stuff about Doctor Who. I wouldn't call myself a Whovian or anything like that, but like,
is that what they're called?
Fans that are fans of Doctor Who?
They're called Whovians,
aren't they?
I don't know.
I've
never watched. I've never watched one episode of that show.
I mean, like fans of the show Doctor Who.
I got in
like people
to Doctor Who when Matt Smith was the Doctor. I think that's the guy's name.
See, I got
in
into
Game of Thrones
before that Tennant, the Doctor before that, David Tennant.
David Tennant. I saw some of the David Tennant stuff, and then I started on the David Tennant stuff, and then they switched to the Matt Smith stuff. And was David Tennant or Matt Smith the one with Karen Gillan? Karen Gillan
was with
David Tennant.
Wait, was she with both?
She might have been with both because that's where I remember her. And I do love David Tennant. He is both those guys are great actors, David Tennant and Matt Smith. But where I first got into Doctor Who was when they rebooted the series with Eccleston. And I thought that was cool because I always liked that Eccleston guy. So the smartest thing they ever did with that was to reboot the series the way they did.
Lewis, Tennant's my favorite Doctor as well. So I started actually where they relaunched it because there's a Doctor before that, the 8th Doctor, I think, right?
Yeah, Eccleston.
Yeah, Eccleston. Yeah, that was a good. I liked how they relaunched it, and then I've even seen some of the classic Doctor Who stuff too. Like Fathom had an event for like the 5th Doctor, right? That they recovered some film, and showed like a full like special or something like that.
I'm not a fan of everything after Matt Smith. I think everything after Matt Smith was garbage, but
Because it was Capaldi after Smith, right?
I think he was. He might have been. Capaldi's wasn't bad, to be honest. I didn't watch a lot of it though.
I watched a little bit of his until they got rid of Jenna, the companion.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of got boring to me.
All right, enough of the Doctor Who talk. How much did this sell for again?
35, and this book has nothing to do with Doctor Who. It's a Firefly book.
Yeah. That's funny. The Rabbit Hole City on this. This episode should be called Rabbit Hole.
It says Richie and Joe will keep us focused, right?
House of Stein says, "How did we get into this rabbit hole?" And Chad Cave says, "Weed." Yep. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Let's get into the number 10 spot this week on the list. A gorgeous Spawn cover by the great Greg Capullo. This is Spawn issue 315, the 1 in 50 pencil variant. They do a black and white, they do a pencil and a regular, and the 1 in 50 is the pencil variant.
Yeah, this one had several sales this week. I was kind of surprised because this is not new. I mean, this is like, they're at 350 now, so this is. Are they doing 2 a month or are they doing 1 a month?
That's a
I think
great
it's
question.
1 a month.
So this is like almost 3 years old.
Or is it twice a month?
I don't really know. I don't know when it came out, but this was like a $50 book, so it was like at ratio, and like a 9/8 sold for $100 just like a month ago. But there were multiple sales this week of this one for between like 70 and 75.
Here's the covers. So this is the regular cover. Beautiful.
Thorough says twice a month. Yee.
There's a cover
Okay.
C.
So my second guess was correct.
Here's the black and white. This is a 1 in 5, and it's great.
But I mean, do y'all remember after 300 came out, how many people stopped buying Spawn again? Like,
Bro,
and
look
of course
at the
they're gonna
difference.
and of course they're gonna put something crazy in there.
Did
Check
you say
this
what's
out.
the difference?
No, look at this difference, okay? Look at Spawn on the black and white inked version. McFarlane inked this, okay? So you look at them here. Now look at them here. Look how much better. If they could have just, it's hard. I know it's hard to ink, but the pencils are so much better.
Oh yeah. It's around the eyes, huh?
I don't know what it is, but I love pencil sketch covers. They're awesome. So that's good shit, man. How much again?
It's back. It's up to 70 to 75 raw. Like I said, a 9/8 sold for 100. Whoever got the 100 9/8 for 100.
Congrats.
Like a month or two ago is ahead of the game for sure.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised that we didn't see much sales on the 1 in 50 Ghost Rider cover he did this week. Was it 1 in 50 or 1 in 100? I can't remember. But did you guys see his Ghost Rider cover?
Mm-mm.
Who,
Oh
Capullo?
my gosh. Yeah, you guys got to see this. This is so the Ghost Rider book this month has one of the most beautiful covers you will ever see. And we were talking about it the other night. I don't know if you remember this, Yee. We were talking about, let me go ahead and do this here real quick. So this is the A cover. That's the Capullo, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the 1 in 25. That's the second printing 1 in 25 Capullo. Look at what's coming up. Look at this cover though. This is a foil variant, you guys, and it is so beautiful. And it's just a regular open order cover. Yeah, it is gorgeous, you guys. Gorgeous. There's but that Capullo is awesome. Look at what's coming out next week for this book, though. All right? Look at that.
Oh, that looks badass.
That's a 1 in 25.
Who's the artist?
Hold on here. Dolly? I don't know.
So it's got a signature right there in the bottom. It says Marvel.
Is
So
that
maybe-
Mr. Marvel or Miss Marvel?
Yeah. Planet Arizona Comics says, I hate foils, and I bought 3 of that. So maybe people saw the Ghost Rider or the Ghost Rider Capullo, maybe did a little deep dive, and who knows?
Who knows?
All right, moving on to the number 9 spot this week. Oh, this is a cool one, you guys. Tribute to Terror, number 32. Not from the 50s, not from the 60s, from 2023. Now, this is a very interesting book. Do you know much about this, Stein? Did you look into this?
I tried to look into it. This is the only issue. It's number 32, but it's the only issue. And
Right. So, this is kind of cool. This is a promo comic. It was a comic book that was released exclusively in the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store during Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. The comic book featured a collection of 4 horrifying stories, and Universal would then release a second printing of this with a green banner and the logo on it, and then the reader was reading that book, because if you look at this, the reader is reading the book, so it's like an infinity cover kind of. And then they did a third printing, a Halloween edition with an orange banner. So here we go. This is a very interesting stuff. Tales attributed Terror number 32. A lot of information from it. I don't know maybe if there's something else in this, but that makes it that way. Here's the second printing. I can't find the third printing, but there's the second printing for it. This is a cool promo book right here.
Oh, it definitely is. Until I saw it was made by Universal Studios, I wasn't even sure what it was, because this is only just a few months ago, and I don't ever remember seeing this before.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. Very, very cool.
Yeah, so this one is selling for $80 raw, and a 9/8 sold for $150.
Wow. That's cool, man. Love these type of books. Love seeing them on the regular list and not just the hot 10, the almost 10, man. So 213 watching live. You guys hit that thumbs up if you can. It's one of the easiest things to do. We have 213 watching and only 56 likes. If you guys can, please take a chance, find that thumbs up button, hit it. I know it's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes on a phone, but you can find it. You can figure out a way to find it. Hit the thumbs up. It helps us a bunch. It's one of the best things you can do for the channel and this show, and it's 100% free. So shout out to everybody else that supports us. Shout out to all the House of Stein members, and of course, everybody that catches live every week. We got a great giveaway to give away tonight. So be on the lookout, just be active in the chat, and you might win that giveaway. So let's get into the number 8 spot tonight. I Heart Skull Crusher, issue number 1. This is a 1 per store Virgin variant that that Boom Studios gave out.
I like this cover.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
very
like this
interesting.
cover?
Yeah. I love the color, the design.
Oh yeah,
It's a good cover.
it has that anime feel to it.
Yeah, it definitely does. Very cartoony. I don't really know what the story's about. This one's selling I Heart Skull Crusher.
I Heart Skull Crusher. Let me tell you what it's about. 18-year-old Trini will do anything to compete in her favorite sport, screaming paintball, aspiring to the heights of her longtime hero, Skull Crusher. But she can't do it alone. A gaggle of misfits is just what she needs to cross the American wastes and battle in the Queen Mob's deadly tournament. With Trini's dreams of being just like the Skull Crusher on the line, does she and her friends have what it takes to win a coveted spot on the Skull Crusher's undefeated team? So there you go. There's some interesting variant covers to this. Let me go ahead and show you guys these. So of course there's the regular cover. There's they do a second printing that's like kind of a design cover. Look at this. Rico.
That was pretty cool.
Boombox variants, I guess. There's the 1 in 10, and then 1 in 20. That's a cool cover.
Like you said, Rico, like Rico Suave.
Yeah, it goes by Rico, R1CO. Look at this, how they're like cards, and I really like this design right here for some reason. So, yeah, there you go. I Heart Skull Crusher at the number 8 spot. How much is this selling for?
Like 15 to 20.
Oh, not bad.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
One per store. One per account.
I wonder, is it 1 per account or 1 per store? Tetra said at Ash Comics it was 1 per store. Okay, all right. I wonder if it's like a thank you thing.
Is Boom on both Lunar and Diamond distributions?
I believe so.
Oh, so potentially you could get 2.
Maybe.
I mean, I know Image was checking closer on that, like with the spawns, the 1 in 25s or whatever. Or 1 per every 25, but 1 per whatever that was. The signature book from last week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unlockable 1 per store. So, all right, moving on to the number 7 spot this week. A gorgeous, absolutely stunning art germ cover. This is Black Widow and Hawkeye number 1, the 1 in 100 Virgin by Art Germ. And we were just talking recently, I forget what show it was, about how we were getting tired of Art Germ's art, you know. And he goes and totally outdoes himself, right? This looks like he painted it. It almost looks like a mix between Alex Ross and Art Germ. It's got that.
He heard our message.
Yeah, it's that old style, painted style almost. It looks like it's probably just a filter in Photoshop or something. But this is gorgeous, man. Good job.
Yeah, this one, I was kind of hesitant to put it on here. I mean, like the high sales are like 110 to 120, so above ratio. But there are some that are below 100, so it's kind of one of those, like it's somewhat hot, I guess is kind of the wording I would probably use.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Great book, and I'm glad it's on the list. So more people will see it, hopefully. I wonder how many people ordered that many copies of this title too. Didn't this title also have that? It had that Adam Hughes variant also. So yeah, it's warm. It's warm.
It's got a Hughes cover to this.
Yeah, have you seen it? Did you see it?
Maybe I didn't see that one.
All right, let me go ahead and show you that.
As I grab more licorice, so just ignore me. I told Stein before, and I was like, I'm gonna limit how many I eat, and that hasn't happened.
You can't. If anybody likes those wallabies, then you can be me and Yee's friends.
Yeah, I mean, we're also looking for sponsorships, so wallabies, reach out. Like, we're totally down with Australian candies.
All right, so here's your variants for the Black Widow. There is a headshot variant by Mark Brooks, a 1 in 25 George Perez, and this Adam Hughes, which was open order. I'm not a big fan of it.
Okay, that's probably why I didn't see it then, because it was not a. Usually he does incentives.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So there you go. The George Perez 1 in 25 isn't too bad either, but I just hate that they're using like republished sketches of his stuff. I mean, it's good. Hopefully his family's getting some money out of it. But how much again? You said this is warm, right around ratio?
Yeah, 110, 120.
Okay,
Ish.
good. All right, moving on to the number 6 spot this week, you guys. Thundercats, number 2. This is the Perillo Virgin variant, the 1 in 25. And this is actually a big book. If you guys had a chance to watch the Industry of Comics episode a few weeks ago when we talked about the whole Mr. Pink situation, we were lucky enough to have Nick Barucci jump on the first part of the show. And we talked to him about Thundercats and everything. And he said that, dropped some information. You know, we all knew that Calico character was coming in this issue. They did a really cool design cover for her. And super cool name and design for a character. But Calico is the very first new Thundercats character ever created. And it's in this issue. So...
yeah, and this cover is really pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Thundercats fan at all, but this is very, very pretty. There's several versions. There's just a B cover. There's a Virgin. There's a Virgin foil. There's I think maybe like a black and white of it. I mean, we all know how Dynamite does it. They make 87 covers of the same thing, but this one is kind of in the same boat as the Black Widow and Hawkeye. It's in that warmish range, 30, 35, so a little bit above ratio. But this week, because, you know, books are not really flying this week, which I don't really know exactly why.
Spring break! Spring break!
I mean, anybody that's buying comics is not on spring break anyway. we don't. We all have jobs, but
well, I'm saying like in case like you know, regular customers that have kids or whatever, they're taking family vacation somewhere.
Maybe that's possible.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're down in like
Panama City.
Yeah, or wherever. Like I think I've been to like a spring break city like once, and I was like, never again. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I had fun. I just, you know, I would not pay to stay there. Like, I think I went to it doesn't really matter what I did. It's because I don't remember either.
We're halfway through the list, you guys. 224 live watching right now. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, sub up. I've been hearing that there's been an issue going on with YouTube recently where people are getting unsubbed from accounts, and they're not doing it. Somehow it's happening with YouTube. Had somebody reach out to me the other day and said that they've had to resubscribe twice to the Beyond Wednesdays account because for some reason they keep getting unsubbed. So if you've subbed up here before, take a look. See if you're still sub. If not, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. And let's move on. Halfway through the list.
It's because what Brian really doesn't know is we banned you.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just didn't tell Brian.
At number 5 this week, some more Star Wars spec. And boy, this is going to be fun to talk about again. Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, Phase 3, number 4. This is the regular cover. The variant's also good, but a ton of new first appearances, new characters in this issue, and that's always been the Star Wars spec play. New characters, new characters, new characters. What's this one selling for right
now? This one is selling for $15 to $20.
Ah, interesting. A lot of new characters popping up in this one, man, and good-looking characters too. I like the design on the characters. I like what I'm gonna have to check it out and see where they come from and what that type of thing is. But did you see the variant for this Stein?
I did, and I do apologize. I feel like I got the Joe Biden cough that he had during his State of the Union speech, where he just kept coughing. That's what I feel like right now. So I do apologize.
No worries, brother. Here's the variant. Great looking variant. the nefarious Niv Drendow. I like the way the text looks. Really good stuff.
Is that the main new character? Or
Yeah. It says Zine. It says, here's what it says about this book. Zine, Jedi Knight Court, who's one of my favorite characters, and Droid 5AG3 have been following every clue to find answers about their friends who are missing and presumed dead. Since the Starlight Beacon disaster, together with an assemblage of battle-ready Jedi, smugglers, and pirates, they've got a new lead to pursue, and it's taking them straight to a Nile prison ship. Dare they hope to discover surviving allies there. So, and here is a ton of first appearances in this. So, Niv Drendow, and I think a lot of these people, but go check it out.
Oh man, Star Wars in the first appearance? You don't say.
You know, we were talking about it the other night, and Star Wars spec 2 years ago, 3 years ago, was the hottest spec on the planet. I mean, every Star Wars book that had new first appearances in it was just instantly on fire. I've never seen a group of books or a, IP die so fast and hard in the secondary market that Star Wars spec has died. It has dropped to we were talking like probably a third, right? We think about a third or less of prices. You can get graded 9/8 Star Wars keys for cheap right now, you guys. It's unreal. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in comics.
Ooh, time
this
to
year.
Buy back into some of those comics that I sold over the years.
Yes.
Because I remember buying into all that stuff for really cheap. So like when it's like, when it's like shooting up the 10x the price you paid, like it's kind of hard to say like I'm not going to sell this.
Yeah.
for sure.
Because it's like kind of like, oh, if there's enough of those out there, it's like kind of like, oh, okay, I can buy it later again when people don't care. Like I'm waiting for people not to care about Ahsoka.
They're already at that point, bro. I'm telling you, that book has dropped so far. It's unreal.
I feel like you can drop a little bit more. So
Yeah. Because you don't have one. I've got 10 of them, bro. No, I'm just joking. And I bought in at the height. All right.
I set the highest price ever. That's why I don't have any money right now.
Justin Shannon said, I think it topped out with the first Cad Bane. It went up hard to 800 and then crashed hard when he died. Yeah, that was a killer moment. How much you say this one's selling for again, Stein?
15 to 20.
Not bad. All right, you guys. Let's get to the number 4 spot this week on the House of Stein Hot 10 list. We've got 8 Billion Genies, issue number 1. After recent news of, what's his name? Seth Rogen. Yeah. Taking over this project. A lot of people looking for 8 Billion Genie books.
Do you really have any faith in anything that Seth Rogen puts his hands on?
The only reason I do is because of Preacher and...
Preacher was horrible.
Yeah, but he got it done. It wasn't terrible. He got it done. Right?
Okay.
Preacher was good for like 4 episodes, and then it just completely...
I will say this. I think Seth Rogen has become one of the biggest douchebags on planet Earth, but he's a stoner, so I got a soft spot in my heart for him. You know what I mean?
It's like if I could smoke a J with him, I would. And then, but anyways, his last project was the TMNT movie. That did really well.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
A lot of people liked the Mutant Mayhem.
I mean, he won over a new generation of Turtles fans. Like, look at Nate's kid. Nate's kid is obsessed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I didn't see the newest. My daughter saw it and she said it was irritating. So I don't know if it was or wasn't because she's irritating. So,
or does she just hang out with you too much?
Well, that's probably true too.
Wow. What is this? The first book selling for now?
So this had actually dropped all the way back down to where it was only like a $20 book, raw. So it's back up to 35 now. So, I still think it's probably affordable, but it's just so hard to tell. I mean, like, I just feel like these image books, like, they do really well, and then they don't until they don't do really well. And even if it does get made, like, who is anybody going to care about the comics on this to where they're
don't know. It
investing
depends.
like decent money?
Is it going to be a movie or a TV show? Do we know anything about it?
I
Thought
think
it
it's
was a
going
movie.
I think it's going on Amazon too.
So if it was a TV show that they could do multiple seasons of, I would say this. I think it will be a good play. But because it's a movie, no, I don't think it's good. We're going to see much love on it on the comic area. I think it has, something like this has to be a TV show that lasts a while. People wait for and they fall in love with, like Walking Dead.
Well, name something on Amazon that's besides like what Invincible that's like hit
Is The Boys
for
on
comic.
Amazon?
Yeah, but I mean, the Boys show, like, people love it, but it didn't do anything it didn't move the needle for the comics. I mean, same with Paper Girls, right? I mean, Paper Girls was all like hype until the show released, and then everyone didn't give a shit after that when it didn't get renewed for another season. I'm sure there's other comic stuff that I'm missing that was put on, either Netflix or Amazon that didn't, it didn't do anything for the comics.
Yeah. Well,
Even if the reception is good of the show.
This book was just recently on By the Dip, wasn't it? Wasn't this book
That's
on
true.
By the Dip? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So
No.
very interesting. All right, you guys, we've got 3 more spots left tonight, but you know what we got to do? We got a giveaway to give away, and that giveaway winner is a lot of names in there. A lot of names I recognize. Love that. Universe X. Congratulations to Universe X. Great avatar. Hit up House of Stein on IG, and we'll get that book on the way to you. Stein will get that book on those books out to you. 2 books. 2 great
copies
spec
of
plays.
Dose books.
Yeah. Pearl
Congrats.
number 1. So congratulations, Universe X. Pretty sweet. All right. Let's get back into the list. And the number 3 spot this week. This book's cool. Spawn number 350, The Retailer Thank You, signed by Todd McFarlane. Supposedly a 1 per store variant. And another shout out to our boy Billy Economics and Comics. He showed this one up on his IG, and we saw it on last Saturday, I think. And I love this cover. It's a cool cover. McFarlane. I think it's cool that he does this.
Yeah, I mean, I like how he does it for the retailers and stuff like that, because I mean, this gives them basically free money. But he's done it so many times now. You can see the price each time gets lower and lower and lower.
Yeah, he's becoming the new Stan Lee when it comes to signing books, where before he didn't sign many books, and now in the last 5 years he's become a signing machine.
Yeah.
Gary Brown says, my LCS reserved this for me for $99. Congratulations, Gary. Nice.
Have you seen how many books he's had out of this week? He's had I think he's 6 out of 7.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, your eBay better be filled up by tomorrow. Or Sunday, right? 1 week auctions, all starting at $1.
Sands Group is asking, can you get a yellow label on this from CGC?
I heard he didn't have the certificate.
Okay.
Hold on. What was the last one that he did? Which issue was that?
I can't remember.
Either Scorch or King of Spawn or I
Yeah,
can't remember.
I agree, Johnny. That would be nice if they were printed or numbered.
Okay,
Yeah, because
so
McFarlane do
King
the handwritten.
King Spawn number 1, the McFarlane 1 and 250 that was signed has a yellow label.
There you go.
But they came with a certificate or something like that.
Yeah, they did.
Saying that if you turn it into CGC within a month of release date, then it qualifies for your label. They didn't do it for this one.
Okay, so all right, so this is so again, that is such hypocrisy by CGC, because I mean, like, okay, so what does it matter if it's turned in within a month or not in a month? What does that matter?
Yeah.
They're putting their yellow label on it saying we witnessed this signature. You clearly did not. So why are you giving some people a free pass and other people not a free pass later on? And then there's other books that, and like the only way you could get that book was to be signed. The same way my Game of Thrones that's signed by George R.R. Martin, that's the only way you could get it. It's a signed book from the manufacturer.
Right.
So
it's
why would you not?
It's a Todd father. He can do whatever he wants with CGC.
Look at the signature too. It's pretty cool signature. You know, he's got the Todd.
Oh, it's not just a T.
Yeah,
T-Mac.
and it's over the top. You know, instead of next to it. So
I need to talk to somebody at CGC.
I need an adult.
Well, what is it? What is it that you want to ask again? What is the question you want to ask? Because we have a Matt Nelson question list.
Why is my Game of Thrones signed edition a green label?
Why are signed books that only come signed, i.e. Game of Thrones, what is it?
Signed edition.
It only comes signed. What do they get? Not yellow label.
A green label.
Why are Game of Thrones a green label?
And there's no way that they can justify, well, we didn't witness it, when they are giving these King Spawns yellow labels when they didn't witness those either.
Yep.
So you can't give me that argument. That's a BS argument.
It's because you know, in the image office in the corner, there's that CGC office.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. How much are these selling for?
$350.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Wow. Not bad. Yeah, if you got one for $99, that's awesome. So, very cool.
I'm pretty sure I saw the King Spawn in the yellow label 9.8 sell for like that much, if not less. Like we had that on Buy the Dip, Richie and I.
So I'm getting a lot of people saying the answer is because they have to be witnessed.
Right.
The witness thing.
Okay, but you can't say, okay, we're going to take this book on the King of Spawn or the King Spawn and say, oh, if you send it to us within a month, we'll give you a yellow label. But if you don't send it to us within a month, you get a green label. That doesn't make any sense either. So you got like all these conflicting stories. None of them make sense. None of them are logical. You either witnessed it and you're giving it a witness signature, or you didn't. But either way, I'm not asking you to authenticate the signature. It's a sign. It's no different than PSA grading a graded or a signed card. They're just grading the card as it came. I don't need you to make a different color label. Just make it a blue label then. Yeah. Why would you give somebody a green label? That's not right.
Well, we will find out eventually. All right, you guys. We got 2 more spots left. Let's get into the number 2 spot this week. Feral Man, we've had so many. We've talked about so many different versions of Feral, and it hasn't even come out yet. Feral #1. Last week or the week before, I can't remember. We had the preview Ashcan on. This is the Comics Pro preview of #1. They only gave it out at Comics Pro. I don't think there's a ton out there. And this week, it had some monster sales.
So there's two previews?
Yes, there's the Ashcan from that they sent to shops preview and the Comics Pro, and they're different covers too.
So on the Comics Pro, is it more pages in it, or
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trish, if you're watching, let us know, or Tony.
Yeah.
This, like, when this first hit, this was only selling for like 40, and now it's up to like 100 to 150.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. #1's coming out soon, so be on the lookout for it. And I think it was on FOC last week, right? But there aren't as many variants of issue #1 as there were for the Stray Dog stuff. So it looks like they're kind of just holding back on the amount of variants they're putting out. There's a lot, but not as many as the Stray Dogs one. So, all right. Gary Brown says the owner of my LCS went to Comics Pro and gave me a copy. Wow, man. Jeez, you're LCS. Holy cow.
Hey, is it
Great
located in
LCS.
Texas? Because I need a new shop to go to.
You're gonna blow up his spot. So
It's like Gary Brown sent me. He said that anything that he puts in his box to put it in mine instead.
yeah. All right. #1 spot this week goes to a book you might have never heard about. Rest in peace, the great Akira Toriyama, right? If I'm saying that correctly, I hope so. He passed away recently due to some type of blow to the head, I think they said. Hematoma, something like that. We haven't found out exactly yet. It's all very surprising because he was only in his 60s. And he is the creator of Dragon Ball and also this Dr. Slump. I think this was before. Was this before Dragon Ball?
That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that. I figured everybody would be talking about Dragon Ball, so I wanted to kind of highlight something else from him.
So, funny thing, there's a crossover episode for Dragon Ball Super where this character shows up.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it says here, Dr. Slump is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Akira Toriyama. It was serialized in Shonen Manga Magazine Weekly Shonen Jump from February 1980 to September of 1984, with the chapters collected in 18 volumes. The series follows the humorous adventures of a little girl robot and her creator and the other residents of the bizarre Penguin Village. It was adapted into an anime television series by Toei and ran on Fuji TV from 81 to 86 for 243 episodes. It launched Toriyama's career, and it was awarded the Shogakukan Manga Award for Shonen and Shoujo manga in 1981. It has sold over 35 million copies in Japan and was released in North America by Viz Media from 2004 to 2009. And here you guys go. I forgot to change the date on this, but Shonen Jump #1 from Viz Media.
And then someone in the chat is saying that this is like manga size.
Yes.
I think. Or it's not comic size book.
No, it's manga. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
It is a manga? Okay.
Yes. Yep. And here's the interesting thing also, Stein was talking about the Dragon Ball sales. There's been some sales in Dragon Ball. We talked about it in the market report Wednesday night. There were some sales. But not, I mean, it wasn't outrageous crazy. But if you look at sales on this, man, unbelievable, some of those sales.
Yeah, this was like, if you kind of go back in the history, this was only like a $20 book, and now it's $100 plus. I would tend to think that this is way less printed than any of the Dragon Ball
stuff.
I would tend to think so, right?
So this is, I think, the original that I'm showing right now. I'm not sure if it is, but from Jump Comics, I'm showing it on the screen for everybody to see. I would love to know what
I can read Japanese. That says Dr. Slump.
Yeah, it does. I wonder if our boy Josh, International Comics, has the first Shonen Jump magazine that this was in. So I'd be interested to look on that. I'm going to actually look up sales on that right now while you guys are talking about this.
I don't have much to talk about because I don't really know, like, literally one thing about this other than she's pointing. Is she giving a speech on her roller skates, or what is she doing?
I mean, I said my one fact that I knew about it, that there was a crossover episode with Dragon Ball Super. Other than that, like, I would classify myself as a casual to anime. People in the chat probably watch way more anime than I do. It's just the way it is. I got into music instead.
Well,
that's what it really boils down to.
the sales on these books are pretty crazy, man. So I'm gonna try to find the Shonen Jump one here. Let's see here. Is anybody out there? No. First appearance of Dr. Slump. Chapter 1, February 4th, 1980, Weekly Shonen Jump. So let's see here if we can find that book on eBay.
Hey Stein, once my 8 Billion Genies books sell, then I'll be 0 for 12 this week.
Nice.
I don't have any listed on eBay right now, so don't even look.
So out of the 22 books that we talked to, actually, well, even with the Bite of the Dips, so out of all of these, I had one book out of 29 books that we highlighted. I have one, and that's it.
Which one is it?
And it's probably the cheapest book that was on there. I have the I don't have Young Avengers anymore. I don't have any of the Buy the Dip books at all. I have the Die Kitty Die is the only one. Book I have.
So I saw that my XMen Annual 14 made the list. What else? Did the Young Avengers make it too? Because I was doing that work thing.
Yeah. I put both. Yeah, I put both the ones you put on or suggested.
And then were there any other listed besides what you have? Like,
no.
Okay, I have the Batman Beyond. No, not Batman Beyond. I meant Deadpool Secret Wars. I still have one of those, and I do have an X-Men Annual 14, but it's not graded. I don't think it's a 9.8 condition either.
I can't find it, but I would love to know.
And I have 8 Billion Genies. I don't know if I have A cover left still. I know I have some of the Frozen, which probably don't sell for anything.
Well, I'm going to do more deep dives. Oh, here it is. Here's if you're looking for the Shonen Jump book, it's this book right here. This is the first appearance of Dr. Slump, February of 1980. Let's see if we can find that.
What is that, like some kind of choir on the front cover there? What is that?
I was going to say it was the parents of BTS.
I don't see any. I haven't seen any in here, so it looks like it's a pretty rare book. You probably have to have some type of inside collector in Japan to find you a copy, which I know our boy International Comics is a good place for that. So make sure you guys. Oh, here we go. $330. This is the first appearance of Shonen of Dr. Slump right here. So you can get yourself one for $330.
And
rest in peace.
And
Akira
I do want to
Toriyama.
say, I do want to say this about if you're going out there to hunt manga, be careful on which edition you're buying, because sometimes they reprint it for English readers.
Yep.
So just be aware of that, and if it's likely in English, it's probably not a first edition or whatever. I don't know how they do that for manga.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, good shit, you guys. Thank you for watching, and hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Congratulations to Universe X for winning the giveaway. Great list, Stein. Yee, thanks for hanging out with us every week on multiple shows. Shout out to our missing compadres tonight, Richie and Red Hood. We love you, brothers, and we love all you guys that are watching in the chat. Stein, lead us out.
See ya.